I want to go over pretty quick just how I made this Sphero baseball board. The board itself is 2 feet by 2 feet, as well as it's a 1/4 inch thick. You can pick them up at Lowe's that are already pre-cut. This one was a 4 foot by 2 foot board, so actually I have enough to make 2 of these. So to start, I started everything off of home plate. So to make home plate, I found the center of the board, so it's 12 inches. So I found the center of home plate at the top of home plate as well as the bottom. So once I found the center of home plate, I actually went 1 inch to the right and 1 inch to the left to make this a width of 2 inches. What I also did is the plate itself is 2 inches tall. Each side is 1 inch long. So again, what I did is I just found the center, which was 12 inches from each side, 12 inches from each side. Then I measured 1 inch this direction, 1 inch this direction. These side pieces were 1 inch long, and then I just drew an angle back to that center piece, which was 12 inches. So that gave me home plate. Everything else was based off of home plate. To get the actual batter's boxes, what I did there is I actually measured in 10.5 inches. So that gave me my first corner, and then this is actually 9 inches. Once I got those two measurements and marked those, this was roughly about 1/4 of an inch off of home plate. So once I had those two locations, drew a straight line, and then just drew straight back. To give you an idea how far those are off of the bottom, it's up about 2 3/4 inches. So to give you kind of an idea of how far up that point and that point, those were 2 3/4 inches up. So that gave me the dimensions for my batter's box. Same thing on the other side. To get my first base, what I did is I actually measured 10 inches from the point of home plate. So I just went along this edge with a straight line, found 10 inches and made a dot. And then I did the same thing for third base, 10 inches and made a dot. Now what you can do is you can use a solo cup to actually trace around. I just ended up using a compass and set it up so that I could actually trace and make my circle based on that 10 inch from that point. So 10 inches, found the center, traced my circle that I could cut out. What I did then is I was able to have both of those third base, first base marked off, and then I found a center location that was 12 inches out, roughly about 14 inches from the point of home plate to the middle of second. From there, what I did to find my outfield locations, my home run mark in the middle of center field, it was actually 3 inches down. So I took the tape measure, measured 3 inches down to the center, and that's where I traced my next hole. That was actually centered too. So from each side I went in 12 inches from each side, marked the center, 3 inches down. That gave me the part that I could use a compass and make the circle. Now for these on the right field and left field, I actually came down 4 inches, and then from the side I came in 4 inches. So it was actually 4 inches by 4 inches to get that little center hole that I could then make the compass and make the circle. The outfield fence that I made with paint, I just kind of made a little arc and painted it out. So that's kind of how I got the dimensions. Once I had the dimensions, I just used some craft paint to paint things out, as well as when I was all the way done, I actually used some clear coat sealer that I picked up at Walmart. So I just used some Mod Podge stuff to kind of seal things up. So that was kind of how I went about. Again, started with home plate, then batter's boxes, then my foul lines to each of the bases, and then my home run locations out in center field, right field, and left field. One thing I forgot to mention about the board itself, when I was all the way done, I actually put an edge. So the board went all the way around. So I gave it a little base to raise it off of the ground so that there'd be enough space for the Sphero itself to go down in the hole and land and then stay inside of the hole. This was just some furring strips. I picked up at Lowe's. It was $1 for, I believe, an 8-foot strip. So this is 1 1/4 by roughly like a, I don't know if you want to call that 1/2 inch, and then it was 8 foot long. So one piece actually gave me enough board to then cut and then go all the way around the base. And then also allowed me then, I just took some nails and nailed in all the way around to secure that game board itself to those edges that went all the way around to give it, again, some lift off of the ground so that the Sphero would be able to land inside and then stay inside.